all stages of business life cycle in order to enable this right to further develop, grow, make contribution to employment and for possible inclusive growth. It is pertinent to note that access to funds for SME will stimulate and also facilitate towards enhancing regional industrialization for value-added exports and broadening the Nigeria export sector. I have just about 4 points that are very germane, that is very important, that we must take back home concerning how to assess for production and value addition for investment. Removal of tight credit conditions. Tight credit conditions are one of the challenges faced by exporters within Nigeria. This has to a great extent denied sometimes the opportunity of transacting business. It will be in the best interest of the economy for the government to help in ensuring that tight credit conditions are removed by banks to enable the SME who are into export to have access to funds to enable them to sustain export activities. Number 2, we should reduce stringent collateral requirements. The government needs to further look into the stringent collateral conditions by the banks to enable the SME become more competitive and viable among its counterparts within the continent and also enable them to have the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to the growth of the economy. And I want to quote, the BOI said, the female and the male, they are able to pay their loan back. And I want to say that if women have ability to pay, the issue of collateral security will be removed for women in non-financial institutions. Proper dissemination of information on employment programs. In most cases, there is little or no proper dissemination of information that the government supports, which can be of great benefit to the SME within the country. This support scheme are usually meant to help them in the financial holding of these banks and also serve as an encouragement to them to further continue the production of goods and services for the growth of the economy. Then the last but not the least, removal of complex and lengthy procedure. It is necessary for the government to remove the complex and lengthy procedure to the SME and entrepreneurs to enable them to continue to play their role in the growth, innovation and inclusive growth of the economy, which undermine the SME. The SME remains the engine of every economy, and the government needs to pay much needed attention. Without missing word, I want to say one thing. I'm a Yoruba person, and I want to say it in Yoruba. I believe that we have all the government representatives that are here with us, and our auntie is Ìyàwó Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, and she will help me to tell the Ọ̀ṣun people what I want to say in Yoruba. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ bi wá lẹ́yìn pé we have been having a serious
What I'm trying to say is that we've been many conferences and talk shops like this about these opportunities. All right, and we see that we have 6 governors in SouthWest. My question for my governors is this today. Why are the Okioya people? Please, Okioya. Where are they getting the money that they use for packaging or frying? The only tea and eating? Kini? What is it? Okioya, why are they getting opportunities that we are not seeing here in SouthWest? Have I translated it right? Whatever Okioya is, have understanding. All right, simply translated. Thank you very much for your 4-point critical outline and your final critical question and request. In other words, the way it is being done in Okeoya, please can we do it here in the Southwest? That way, please, could the governors do everything to ensure that the women, the traders, the farmers, the Southwest get stable opportunities, their own very properly designed line intervention of our 6 governors. Well, someone was teasing me and saying that in speaking the Yoruba, we may not know it entirely. I say, well, the fact of the matter is this: you can't take me to the market and sell me. Hey, it's a logic. At least I will understand the conversation of the transaction. Let us understand the conversation of the transaction going forward. This is what is principal, and we are all principal drivers. No matter who you are, where you are in your community, you are driving change, and you are driving a very deliberate resetting of the process, the opportunity, and the transaction. So let's do it when? Let's do it now. Price credit conditions, reduce the stringent collateral conditions. I didn't even hear number 3 because I was processing the whole expression of that, and removal of complex and lengthy lending procedure. I love what Madame has stated, because truly, if you can trust women to repay, then the collateral is simply the fact that they have the integrity. And I thought to myself, what collateral do you have? Just mention the names of their children. Victor, Champion, Rock, never arranged them. That is the whole collateral arranged. They will pay. They will pay because of their children. They will pay because of their father's name. They will pay because every woman does not want shame. And that is the truth. Our collateral is no more shame. And with that, every woman's name is preserved. So, right now, before we take on this next presentation, may I very briefly acknowledge and welcome President, Association of Farmers of Nigeria, AfCFTA Chapter, Alhaji Mufutau Araufami and his team. Please, let's put our hands together for them. Thank you very much. Also, the representative of First Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Muritala Alamu and Olufemi Olabode, you are welcome. Thank you very much. And now over to this next presentation, which is a presentation on the empowering. My apologies, please. A presentation by 3T Impact, Mr. Bamidele. Please let me do this properly. I left my paper there. You see, you cannot pick it up when it's not in your mind. I'll be right back. Thank you.
Like you want your friend, I just give you a friend.
This paper presentation is on opportunities in the non-oil export sector for states in Southwest region, especially in the light of the AfCFTA. And we're inviting Mr. Bamidele Aidenibo, lead consultant, 3T Impact Trade Consulting, to please do this presentation today. Please a round of applause as we welcome him up stage. And do I have Pecha Kucha, or is it strictly 10 minutes? Pecha Kucha is 7, or is it 10? 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is homecoming for me because I'm from Ondo State, and it's the Apoko in particular. Thank you very much. My slide, please. Non-oil export opportunities in the Southwest region. While the slide is coming up, I have about 5 things to talk about. I have a preamble, I'll talk about the potential, the problem, how to participate in the AfCFTA, and the proposal to the government, representatives that are here. So I'm discussing AfCFTA. I'm not going to heard about AfCFTA. Okay. Alright. AfCFTA is African Continental Free Trade Agreement. It was signed March 21, 2019. Nigeria joined a year after because we needed some engagement in the private sector. Our the president was already on the way before they had cancelled that trip for the proper engagement to take place. So what we're looking at today is how can the SouthWest key into the AfCFTA? How do we take advantage of opportunity in the AfCFTA? It's very, very important we realize the fact that COVID has engulfed the world. I wish my slide is off so I can show you some pictures. Something happened last year, April 2020. Oil prices went below zero. Was unprecedented. I have to get a screenshot of that news. And the idea is to remind us of the fact that we really cannot depend on oil going forward. Just like Commissioner said yesterday, or the government rather, the fact that we were signing and passing into law PIA when the world is moving, when the world is moving away from oil. And with the signing of AfCFTA, that has made it highly imperative. The reason why the oil price went below zero was actually because most of the vessels became storage on the sea. Nobody was buying the product. And the reason why they were not buying basically is because we were all on lockdown and the oil price went below zero. And this makes AfCFTA become highly imperative. AfCFTA have about six protocols. There is protocol on trade in goods, which I will spend more time on. There is one on trade in services. Also, protocol on dispute resolution, competency policy, protocol on intellectual property rights, and on investment. Basically, you can say AfCFTA has 6 branches. And these 6 branches are working together to make this program a success. And one of the most important ones, which we probably invest on from shorten our border in future, is the protocol on dispute resolution mechanism, which allows nations to come together and find a way to resolve their issues, particularly when there are injurious trade practices among countries that are members of it. Why is AfCFTA important? Look at this. Africa is 1.2 billion people. Can you guess African contribution to world trade? A good guess. 1.2 billion. Just a guess from the audience. Yes. How many percent? Okay. You know, you said 3%. Any other thoughts on that would have been lovely. Africa, 1.2 billion people. Now, before I talk about Africa, let's go to EU. EU is about 500 million people. Guess the contribution to trade in the world. About 30%. 33% actually. Africa, less than 3%. 2.5, 2.6%. Intra-EU trade is about 67%. Almost 70%. That means majority of trade within the EU is actually within the EU. But the majority of trade in Africa is outside of Africa. African trade is about 16-17%. So what AfCFTA has come to do basically is to say, look, are we having an issue with the presentation slide? What AfCFTA has come to do basically is to help us to realize about 3 of the SDG goals: low poverty, low hunger, and low inequality. Goal 1, 2, and 10. Reduce poverty and hunger and inequality. Because by trading with each other or one another on the African continent, what we basically do is to create wealth. You know, we've spoken a lot in these 2 days on commodities, and I must respect that. But I must also say that Africa is going nowhere if you concentrate on commodities. Africa is going nowhere. Cocoa market in the world as of 2019 is about $9 billion. Total cocoa market, cashew market about $6 billion. What is the market for chocolate? $30 billion. $30 billion. Chocolate is just one of many other derivatives of cocoa. So as long as we focus on commodities, ladies and gentlemen, we are going nowhere. But the beauty of AfCFTA, I must say, is that under AfCFTA, the only thing that will try is value-added goods. You need to know that we are better than many African countries. We are better than many African countries. In fact, the major product of Africa's export, of Nigerian exports to many African countries is manufactured goods. They won't buy commodities from us. They won't buy the cocoa. They won't buy the cashew. They won't buy the ginger. They will buy chocolate from us. They'll buy cashew nuts, roasted cashew nuts from us. They'll buy those manufactured goods from us. And the reason why we must concentrate on manufactured goods under AfCFTA is this. I've done a research on most African countries, trying to check what does Africa buy. You know what I discovered? Majority of African countries are living below poverty line. Low income country, an African person is earning less than $1,000. So we are basically living on survival. What do we buy? Food, soap, regular food, all that you need to eat for survival. Oh, no, we were buying when we were on lockdown. That's what Africa buy. So if we are going to thrive under AfCFTA, what should we be focusing on? Soap, processed cashew nut, chocolate, rice, and the governor said yesterday, palm oil. Those items, palm oil is over $5 billion in trade in Africa. Those are the things we need to focus on. Why? Because that is where the opportunity lies for all of us in the Southwest as far as AfCFTA is concerned. Besides that, in terms of other manufactured goods, of course, we have petroleum, food, wheat, rice, raw sugar, insulated wire, palm oil. Like I said, palm oil is about $5 billion. Corn, gold, rubber, pesticide, furniture, coal briquette, raw sugar, plastic, malt, poultry meat, soya beans oil, all these. Same for solid mineral. But for manufactured goods, Africa. Okay, thank you. For manufactured goods, Africa. You can go to the next slide. Next slide. This is what I was talking about. So if you look at this chart, the red is the inter-African trade for manufactured goods. For manufactured goods. If we are going to benefit from this trade, we must concentrate on value-added manufacturing. The next slide, please. So what are the things that we sell in Africa? Look at what we sell in Africa. Can you see it? Medical supply. That's what we sell. Food processing, personal healthcare, ICT, e-commerce, agri. But like I said, value-added agri is what we sell. You know, we've talked a lot about working together, and that's the only way we'll be able to make this happen. Because then we need to be able to do large volume. Large volume. Large volume. Now, as I round up, how then do we participate in AfCFTA? I can be an active exporter, I can be a passive exporter. As an active exporter, I'm exporting goods or services because trade in Africa involves services, not just in goods. As a passive exporter, I'm exporting I'm investing in export or export professional. Investing in export or export professional. Export professional being a trained lawyer or a trade broker. Why is this necessary? So that we understand that we all have a place in the AfCFTA. We all have a place in the AfCFTA. What are the problems that we need to look at and find a way to solve? The problem of product, documentation paperwork, payment issue. Nexim has talked about how that's being solved. The people, the poor, cost is a big challenge. Packaging, profit, processing, being able to promote our product and purchase others. But how do we form this? Yoruba will say, Oshishuowo. It's so critical. If we don't come together and work together, it will be very tough for us to be able to solve the problem that confronts us. We can't do it ourselves. When we come together, we bring together so many expertise of each and every one of us. And that will lead me to my proposal to the government. You know, can you go down towards the end? I want to show a slide. No, before this one. Go back. Yes, back. Yes, hold on. If you look at this chart, you will see the agri chain broken into 3 sections. If SME is agri-production, harvesting, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and storage, marketing, sales, logistics. If you have an SME, you know what we find? Inefficient value chain operator, low processing capacity, few job creation, low quality packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive products in the export market. So what should we be looking at? Look at the next slide. Now, we need to separate it. If we are going to be export-oriented, you see the video? Large corporate. The large corporate is not set up with a PPP arrangement, not necessarily set up for profit, but set up to solve critical issue of SME. So you have different farmers coming together to produce as SME, but for process and package, you have a big company that will process and package everything. So that means, a good example, I'm producing cassava chips fried for export. I produce the cassava. If I'm an SME that wants to go into selling or processed cassava, I find my cassava, take it to this factory. This factory will peel, slice, dry, fry, and package. And they will charge me for processing maybe 100 naira and maybe packaging 20 naira, 120. By the time it comes out, I won't have to worry about that. Because I'm dealing with a big organization that will do everything and will produce it in my company. That way, I don't have to worry about NAFTA, worry about processing, worry about packaging. I just pay them by unit for each of these products. By the time I pay them, you know what will happen? We'll create a lot of, you know what I see huge and must comment for many state governments working to set up factories. I feel the model can be tweaked a little bit, that instead of the government partnering with them to just process and hire people, let it be that company should be. Take this, I bring my raw material, you process for me, friends will come out, you need to all I need to worry about is the market. So the SME is dealing with the first part, can I have the slide again? The first part, and the SME2, and the large community. What do we have? Efficient value chain operator, high processing and packaging, high output, good quality and packaging, low cost of production. You know, because the company is producing for many people, it enjoys the economy of scale. Low cost of production, increased job creation, decrease inequality, and decrease insecurity. You agree with me that the biggest challenge of the Nigerian is what? Insecurity. It's because of joblessness. Or what about the yellow? Am I right? Or what about the yellow? Is the idle hand that is able to show. If people are engaged, you will become a recruit for all sorts of vices that is right there in our society. Lastly, can you go to the last slide, please? My time is up. The last slide. As I conclude, I would like to say, if we want to develop our economy, if we want to grow our GDP, if we want to create employment, if we want to put our foreign reserve, if we want to increase the value of naira to Nigerian currency across the world, aggressive drive for non-export business is the way to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, son of the soil. My Lord, go home. Just please, Mr. Bami, mommy and daddy are in. Please come this way. Please put your hand at home. He has spoken from the heart. He has spoken from the heart. He has spoken as the son of the soil. And you have used the expression show. Understand the group. Oh, of course I should know that. That's the lesson we're all taught. But you know, frankly, you have spoken with such a very clear, not just passion, but clearly clarified the issues, clarified so that you summarize everything. He has said we come together, work together, we can do it ourselves. I'm thinking, do you have anything else you want to say? Say it. I will give you the opportunity. You know why? Timekeeper have to keep time at this point. So that you will deliver what needs to be delivered. If you have a question you want to ask me that and give an answer, ask. I'm going to give you another slide. Go ahead.
Alright, thank you very much. I actually was about to do something. Can you go back to the slide, please? This is a partnership model we're also recommending for state government. Back to the slide. Okay, it's been removed. While that is coming up, I want to show a particular arrangement. I think, most of the time also the state government wants to generate funds and create jobs. Those are the two major issues. Okay, go down. These are just showing what we produce in SouthWest and South. Yes, this is where I'm going. Thank you very much. Now, if you look at this chart, here, the idea here is this. Thinking about AfCFTA. In order to support exporters in states to export to West Africa, Europe and America in a secure and sustainable manner, the state can do this. Talking about AfCFTA, partner with representatives at destinations. I discovered something. We went for Cote d'Ivoire, a trade mission in Cote d'Ivoire. I think a native star was, I think it was Charlie that was with us at that program. I realized, that was my first time in Cote d'Ivoire, I realized that a good chunk of population of that country are from Nigeria, particularly Europe. I've been hearing Abidjan, Abidjan. When you hear Abidjan, you don't understand. There's so much from Southwest, particularly Oyo and Osun, in Cote d'Ivoire. And I'm asking myself, one of the biggest challenges of trade is having a rep at destination. My PhD program was on export readiness, and I found out about 15 criteria for an SME to be deemed export ready. And one of them is partnership at destination. If you don't have that partner, as a banker, when I process NFTs for big corporates, I will see ABC Nigeria, ABC China, ABC Nigeria, ABC UK, ABC Nigeria, ABC US. The same company on both sides, having reps that they partner with. And I'm saying, why can't we partner with our people in other parts of the world? Representatives. Setting up warehouse in those destinations where our products can be picked up. This must be a deliberate effort on the part of the government. Individuals cannot do it. This is the support the government can do. Set up an entity, agent or distributor at destination. Partner with independent agent and distributor at destination. Organize and sponsor manufacturers for trade exhibition. So here is what I'm proposing. Can you come up with the slide as I close? First, the state can create an SUV, a company, special purpose vehicle, and the state can have 80% or 90% of that. Remember, the state is trying to achieve two objectives: to produce in order to generate employment and income. I'm not talking about income from tax. I'm talking about income directly to the pocket of the state. It's not something new. It's exactly what the government is doing. The federal government is doing with the oil majors. The state provides funds, while the SPV provides expertise. So let me be more clear. So let's assume the state wants to deal with what Madam suggested, cassava. With that cassava, we set up the state government partner with a company. By partnering with that company, the state government has a larger share in that company. But the state government also mobilizes the farmers to produce for that company. But the state government gives the farmer guarantee will buy. Not guarantee just by word, in case there is a change of government, transition period, guarantee. I mean a demand guarantee. So the farmer goes to work and produce for this company. The company then process this product, package it and export it. Remember, the state have 80% or 90% of this. The state government already created a lot of jobs by production already. Now the food is exported out and the inflow comes in, and the government takes 80% of whatever is realized from that place. The idea here is that the government itself is working with an FPV. So those people that have that effort is taking 20%. The government is funding the project, working with the people in the state to provide. So that means this company is going to pay all the farmers directly, or even the farmer will pay in 6 months or in 3 months. They have given a guarantee now, so they can afford to wait for the payment to come in. And the payment will not come in effect, and the price can be converted to naira, and these people can be paid. In this way, the impact of suggested model for state government goes beyond generation of revenue by export. It has humongous impact on employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective way, an efficient way, an enduring model rather for diversifying the economy of the state. This model will also be able to be replicated by the federal government at the federal level, especially for solid minerals. As a roundup, ability to overcome challenges of export business lead to great possibilities beyond your imagination. Look at what export can do. It can lead to repeat business from the same buyer. I'm an exporter. I export part, ogi, dry part. I don't produce it. I buy and I ship out. I don't produce it. You know what that tells you? You don't need to be a producer. There are a lot of folks that are inside government offices. You are thinking of retirement. It's an opportunity. You don't need to be a producer. You can do contract manufacturing and you can produce your own name. For me, I export broom. I export kuli, I export granite, I export pap, I export bean flour, and I don't produce any of them. I just get people to produce for me. Sometimes in their branding, sometimes the buyer will say it should be blank, and then we'll fill a container and ship it out. That way, you know what will happen? SME should not be looking for funds. Because if I'm going to get pap, I'll give the lady money ahead. She produced for me. So she's not looking for money to produce because she already has money given to him by people who want contract manufacturing. Repeat business from the same buyer, refer from other buyers, replicating business in another country, redeeming the country made from abroad, including multiple partners and distributors abroad, rebuilding broken bridge within nations, and making more income, more than a projection. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In extra time when you score the golden goal, you don't just clap and applaud, you make some happy noise. Everybody put your hands together once again. AfCFTA. So many golden goals scored in that 5 minutes extra time. Thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele Ayenibo, lead consultant of the soil of those states, 3T Impact Trade Consultant. Is a consultant. What does your business need to reset? What does it need to retool? What does it need to redo? From that to local, that to global, state or federal, everything is working through the executive brilliance of Mr. Bamidele Ayenibo's own National Assembly. I mean, what is in his head? It's an assembly of genius for redirecting economy. Thank you once again. Well, even in validating that in AfCFTA, he has given us the right premise for which we are going to take on this next virtual, which we are going to feature Mr. Francis Anachago, SSA to Mr. President on Public Sector Matters. He is also Secretary of the Nigerian National Action Committee on AfCFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. But right now, I want to very quickly acknowledge the presence of the representatives of UPA PLC, Olulotuni Obakai, Director Head, and Goodluck Obibi, Regional Head, Ondo State. They are very, very welcome. I want to acknowledge again the presence of our Customs Service of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the person of the Area Controller Ondo and ACT, Controller Helen Uche Ngozi, and I assert that I was very particular about celebrating her earlier on. Not just one, two, I believe 3 times before obviously the arrival of Madame came and her support crew here. So please, can you help me appreciate and acknowledge the presence of our controller, Helen Uche Area Controller Ondo Alekiti here today, and her team. that is very particular that we must appreciate. As I had earlier on mentioned, the Customs Service here is also with the with the Assistant Comptroller General Tariff and Trade, Mr. H.K. Kuni, representing the Comptroller General Customs. Thank you very much. Having said that, over to the virtual presentation right now with the SSA to Mr. President and Secretary on the National Action Committee for AfCFTA, Mr. Francis Anatodo. Good afternoon, Mr. Francis Anatodo. Great to see you from Kaduna to Akure, and it is a SouthWest profile. We need to hear you just a little bit. Please more on the sound. Okay, can you hear me now? Is it clearer? Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon. Welcome to Akure.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Just to be with you this afternoon to talk about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. I joined a bit early and I listened to the presentation from my brother, Bamidele 3T Impact. So I'm going to build on what he's been speaking on. And essentially, it's about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Those of you in the Southwest has been noted has been exporting a lot, especially cocoa. So this is not new. So the question when you think about Africa Continental Free Trade Area, then so what is new about Africa Continental Free Trade Area? What it does is that it is supposed to make